Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Here we are once again. It is January 13th, 2026. We're about to get this party started right about when. Steve, take it.
Now.
It's
I
here.
came in a little early. I tend to be a little early.
A little early is better than a little late.
Yeah, we've heard.
It's always
Carl, why?
Hey, Frank, I gotta ask a real question.
Okay, so let me do this. Let me stop this.
Don't stop the music.
So, real
I wanna hear the
question.
real question. It's important.
Real question.
Yeah.
What?
What were you like as a teenager?
What was I like as a teenager?
Yeah. You know, you're this ball of energy.
Larger than life
You're very
personality.
positive. You know, you're really smart, but you underplay it. You know, with fun. So, honest to gosh, if I'd have met you in the 11th grade, here's a better way of asking it. What would your friends look like? Like, what your friends? Who were they?
Well, Carl, we were the parking lot crew. You know what I mean? So,
I do know.
we were, that kind of thing. I don't know, man. I was just, you know what? A lot like my father. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. My father's the kind of guy, we're going to talk about if you dropped a loan officer in the middle of a market, what would you do? My father was the kind of guy, if he had to move because he was military and civil service, he got moved around quite a bit, and if whenever we moved to a new location or he moved to a new location, my father had 8 to 10 friends within about 11 minutes in that new location. You know what I mean? Like that guy, within a matter of just a week or two being there, would immediately have great friends. He just had a way of making friends, and I think I inherited that trait from him. Like I can make friends real easy, real fast, and so just friendly guy.
Were you kind of like the in a cool way, the life of the party kind of thing? Like were you the class clown or life of the party, or just the guy
class clown?
liked?
But for sure, one of the I like to believe one of the fun guys to be with at a party.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get it.
I don't know. There's
Very interesting.
Yeah,
I just wondered, you come in here and you just got this ball of energy, and I thought, what was this guy like when he was when you were a teenager?
I mean,
like, did this? I get my
helps.
does this evolve, or have you always been this ball of energy and positive?
a little of both.
Yeah.
Little of both.
Were you
Anyway.
a good student?
No, I was not. I was not. I was more of an artist like you, Brad. I was more of an artist, more of, free flowing kind of guy. I just wanted to create things and creative
Which helps if you're hanging out in the parking lot before school. It helps, right? It rumor has it helps. So I just care, like in 3 or 4 words, what were you like? In the 11th grade, were you life of the party, wallflower,
introverted, extroverted,
nerd, jock, studious, like just a couple words, and we promise not to publish these answers. So just a couple words. What were you like?
Nerd.
Nerd. There's a surprise.
Really?
No way. Chris Johnstone, nerd.
And that's nerd is not in a bad way. It's a good way. Yeah, you're a cool nerd.
Somebody a bookworm. Trouble.
Did you guys know that payphones are going from analog to digital? Want to talk about it? that was my friend circle.
I got it. Musicians, sports and friends with everybody. Figure skater on Team Canada. How cool is that?
Wow.
Shy, quiet, reserved, unpopular.
believe that.
By the way, I find that most salespeople would fall into that introvert, shy, quiet. I find that most salespeople naturally are a bit introverted.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure.
Not me.
The exact opposite.
It's the opposite, though.
Yeah.
You would, but I know most people that do stage work are definitely introverts by far, because see, the stage protects you.
Yeah.
Because like you're over there, and the stage person says, and I'm over here. So we have that, not that they want to be separated, they're just shy, and so if we're talking in a group of 10, you're interacting people. When you're doing stage work, you're kind of you're protected.
You're protected in the character. You know what I mean?
And it's not that you're protected against the people. I'm not saying that.
No. You get to be someone else.
Your introvertedness is
something
protected.
else.
Yeah. So
Anyways, hey,
Michael Harris. Oh, there's Frank as a baby. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right.
hilarious. I
That
like
does not look like me as a baby.
Except,
That's a good-looking baby.
yeah,
There's no way
where's
that
the
looks
bong?
like.
I don't see
Yeah.
a bong in that picture.
Oh my
Frank didn't have a
God! Come
pacifier.
on, I don't have.
Frank didn't have a pacifier. He had a bong.
Oh, please. You guys are messed up.
All right.
You're all messed up. All of you are. Hey, before we get cooking, Kelly Dutton's here. Just to remind you guys, like Kelly, got a weird deal you closed recently. That's kind of an oddball deal that
Little
you got through.
oddball. I thought it was an oddball. A warehouse in New Jersey, 4 million. An old print shop, brick print shop with a
Huh.
textile industry in it. But we had to get rents for, I think it was 6 stories in each level.
Wow,
Like a lot of information.
that's
but
a lot. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a good one.
Got that one closed.
Got that one closed.
All right. Well, guys, Kelly Dutton, if you're not aware, she can help you with those types of deals. If they're not in your wheelhouse, your company doesn't do them, you don't have a place to send them, the commercial, oddball stuff, warehouses,
I got
that
a
kind of thing.
roundhouse with a trailer on stilts beside it. That's
There
a
you
parking
go.
garage.
Yeah.
Kelly
Yeah.
will find a place for it.
So you go to workwithoneclick.com. If you could throw that in the chat, Jen,
Yep.
workwithoneclick.com. She can get you paid on these deals. It's just someplace. This is where I send all my stuff like that. I send it to Kelly. Don't I, Kelly? Don't I?
Yes.
So, yeah. So, she's great. Her team's amazing, and they'll help you out. Workwithoneclick.com. All right. Wanted to get that
Let's see.
done.
Kristen, could you do me a favor, or Kristen or Jen, could you do me a favor and make Robin a co-host? Hey, Robin, speak
did.
up so you
There
come
she
to the,
is.
Yes.
come to the front
Yes.
screen. Oh, you already
Yeah,
did.
we're gonna bring her up with some walk-up music. Robyn LaVassaur. Did I get it right? LaVassaur? Was I pretty close?
That would be no.
Never mind his accent,
No?
Robin. It's okay. He's got
What
a
is
little bit
it?
of an accent.
How do you say it?
LaVassaur, but I think it got Americanized. So I'm going to vote with you, Frank. And just say
LaVassaur. Yeah, I think mine is
LaVassaur.
way more.
It used to
way
be
cooler.
LaVassaur, but then she had when they were coming from France, they went through South Carolina
yeah.
and they became LaVassaur.
LaVassaur.
Camped out there for a while.
Yes.
Rabin LaVassaur.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't
All right.
take my kids very long to tell me that there was a dirty word in our name. It was about third grade that they were like, Mom.
So Frank,
All right.
Robin's in your neck of the woods. It's 5:38 in the morning, and she already looks like amazing. Frank, what happened to you?
What do you mean? I look like $1 million.
Yeah, you do look like it.
I'm spruced up.
Well, there's a
know what
there's a
you're
reason
talking
why
about.
you look like $1 million, Frank, because you are $1 million. So
There you go.
Good to see you, buddy.
Awesome.
Hey, so Robin.
Let's figure this out, Carl. Yeah, take it away, my friend. What do we got?
Yeah, so
here?
Robin,
What are we
Robin
doing?
has a very cool story. So I got introduced to Robin, I don't know, a couple months ago or so. We have a friend that we both work with, Jimmy Reed, and he was saying, "Dude," I said, "Hey, man, you got some good stories. We always like having good stories on the Breakfast Club." He said, "Dude, have I got a story for you?"
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
He said, I know this person, right? We work together. And she started off as a temp receptionist, and she ended up one of the top producing loan officers in the country, and built a branch, that was like $1 billion, and now she leads one of the most successful teams in the industry. And Robin, I love these, and I think I mentioned this on the podcast. I love these small town girl, small town boy makes good, type stories, and so it's my favorite story. So anyway, so obviously Robin knows the way around the block, and myself and Steve and Frank and Kristen and Jen and Chris, we were all sitting around, and we ponder things. It's like, hey, there's a lot of new loan officers, especially this time of year, either coming in the industry, or what we're seeing a ton of course, is people saying, hey, it's the beginning of the year. I'm going to do a reboot. I'm going to do a refresh. And so I thought, who better could help us with that? Like if you had either a new loan officer, or I come to you tired, weary, and poor, and I've been doing this for a while, and I want to do a reboot. Like, is there such a thing as like a 90-day game plan, or like how do I get started? And obviously, you're well qualified to talk about this topic. And good to see you, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you. Good
The
morning, everybody.
long,
Thanks for
the
having
long.
me. It's so absolutely, and it's interesting. When the market crashed, if you will, I don't know that it really crashed. The crash, I think, for all of us longtime veterans was probably the more of the 08, 09 for
Oh,
considering a crash, right? Rates went up, didn't necessarily crash our market. People losing their homes left and right, and learning how to navigate short sales and foreclosures nonstop was a different kind of crash. And but one of the things that I challenged our sales team in general to do one year was pretend it's your first day in the industry.
mm,
Day one, because if you guys remember back to when you passed your license and you showed up the next day saying, all right, game
mm.
on. What do I do now? And one of the things that I love about the industry is the amount of independence you can absolutely have. One of the things that I think hurts us the most is the amount of independence that you can have in the industry, right? And so I always say freedom's not actually free. And I think we're all very aware of that, right? We're free to make choices. We're not free to always determine the consequences that potentially come with choices. And so how do we get started? In 90 days. So Carl sent me an email about this and I pondered it for a little bit and it was pretty quick for me to go boom, 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 boom. And so without overwhelming, I thought we would have some fun for a second. Maybe some of you are on your phone, so I recognize we might get a little jumbled for a minute, but do me a favor. Let's start here because if you really are day one on the job, and I want you to feel like that for a minute, get your phone out for a second. And I apologize because I'm an iPhone user, so I'm very bad at directing traffic on Androids or anything else. But if you open your phone and you go to contacts, up in the left corner of an iPhone, at least, it says lists, and then you can go to all contacts and it'll give you a number. It'll give you a number of the amount of people that are in your phone
I'll be darned.
saved with a name.
Never knew that.
Don't mind, put it in the chat. Just put the numbers in the chat for a second. How many people do you have in your phone? And by the way, this is a great exercise to do if you're ever doing a class with realtors or anybody else. It's a great exercise, and you'll see why here in just a second.
Holy
And so you
cow.
hop into your phone and you look at the chat and go, okay, how many people do we have? And it's always a little bit, I think for people, it's like, oh man, like this is kind of crazy how many. I'm seeing 11,000. That's insane.
Yeah, that's 16.
16,000.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. So imagine this. This is just one thing. Our job is obviously, and one of the things that I've loved. Somebody gave me this statement a few years back, and it's stuck with me all through these harder years. Better known beats better. I just want to say it again. Better known beats better. That's a tough one. It's a tough one I processed loans for 10 years. Like I know the mortgage piece of it like the back of my hand. It's a tough one to think known would beat better on any given day. And so our job as a brand new loan officer is to get ourselves known and not just known as Carl White or Brad Atwood or Kelly Dutton or Robyn LaVassaur, known as a loan officer that wants to help anybody who needs a loan, right? That's what we're looking to do. And sometimes we forget that secondary part, right? We forget to let people know not just who we are, but what we do and why we do it, right? And why we're passionate about it, why we chose it. And so if you look at that number, as a brand new, and I'll tell you the flip to this as a real estate agent, as a brand new loan officer, people hate cold calls. Is that a fair statement? How many of you love cold calls? You're like, sign me up to call a bunch of people that have no clue who I am and see if they can reject me this morning or be confused by why I'm calling them and hope that they say yes if they're nice enough, and then show up for the actual appointment if I was able to get one, right? Like some people say yes, but it was really a no, right? And so we think that there's something coming and maybe there's not. And so if you look at that number and you said, hey, if I scrolled down on this and just started dialing, and I said, I got a new job and I'm so excited, and here's why I chose it. And I'm calling you for two things. One, to let you personally know why I'm doing this. But number two, almost everybody at some point or another would choose a realtor in their life. Who would you choose and why? And then you take that compliment or whatever they said about an agent And if you're tracking, which is a really big deal, you guys. So one of the things that I wish that I would have known the first 10 years, and Carl kind of mentioned it, but I'll tell you guys, I did almost 10 years of originating, 6.5 years of originating with no guidance, if you will, whatsoever. Just got my NMLS. That even wasn't a thing when I originally got my license, but had enough of, you had your minor license, your state, but not federal back then. And you literally just kind of were sent out to like, hey, go find a loan, if you will. And that's still kind of the way it is in many spaces. And so you call those people, you ask them about who their realtor would be, and then the trick to it is you hang up the phone, and after you called however many, let's call 30 on your list that day, you go call all of those realtors and you pay that compliment forward and you ask for a meeting. And
Hey,
it's a,
so let's say
Yep.
I call my friend Nicholas Watts. She's under the ends in my phone, and I call her up, and we, I don't know, go to the same church together, or our kids are in the PTA or whatever. And I say, hey, Nicole, I got in the mortgage business, and here's why I did it. I want to help people, and everybody has a realtor. Who's your favorite one? So she gives me the name of Ron Smith.
Mhm.
And so now I call Ron. What do I say?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we overthink this, you guys. And one of the authenticity doesn't really require preparation. So I like just straight up authenticity. If I called Ron Smith, I would just say, hey, I was just calling I was just talking to Nicole Watts. One of the things that I do is dial through my phone, if you will, and I ask everybody who would be your realtor, right? Do you have one? Do you have any plans with real estate over the next amount of time? And your name popped up. And not only did it pop up, but I asked her why, and here's what she said about you.
Mm,
And I'd be honored to meet with you and
mm,
learn more.
mm. So when I called Ron and she said that, man, you always get the deal done, and you got. I'm relaying him a real compliment that a real. I'm not blowing smoke up the skirt,
Mhm.
as sometimes we say. I'm giving him a real compliment. So I'm leading off, and I know Steve talks about this a lot, and so does Jimmy. Is lead off with honor.
That's right.
Honor every
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
And I think there's a couple things to this, you guys. And when I talked about my 6 years of, really longer than that, I would call it almost 10 years of going on the what I call the mortgage roller coaster. One of the things that I recognized in myself was as extroverted as I put in the chat about me being an 11th grader, and I've always loved people, was that there are little shifts like what Carl just said. What do you say? And there are little, things of, hey, I'm going to go dial through my phone, which seems so simple, but how many of us have really thought of it, right? Like just to pick up our phone and think, I'm just going to call these people that already know who I am. Most would say, good morning, good morning, Robyn. Good morning, Kelly Dutton. Good morning, Steve Kiles, and what can I do for you? Whatever the case. And, honor can start as simple as, hey, just thank you for picking up the phone this morning. Honor could start with, just something so small and so little, but it's disarming. And then there's a connection that can be made from there. And there's, if closing styles, if you will, you can tie in not an obligation, but you understand when a past client or somebody of, Ron Smith says something really nice about him to somebody that's now connected with him, there's a tether, right? And all of a sudden there's more of an obligation to say yes, because even if he didn't really want to do it for, to meet me, he really loved that compliment that Nicole paid him and she's saying his name, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to. Ron doesn't want to disrespect his past client Nicole, because she bought a house and she referred her sister to bought a house, and so
Yes.
he doesn't want to disrespect. So when I'm talking with Nicole, who's your favorite realtor, and she says Ron, do I say, hey Nicole, is it okay if I call Ron? Like, do I
I
tell
don't
her?
really ask for permission, if you will. I mean, you could, Carl, and to me, this is free flow, but to me, I'd love to know, how do you know Ron? What's great about him? Why would you choose him? And then, honest to goodness, what do you have planned in the future with needs of loans or real estate, right? Like, is there
Mhm.
anything? And I might even be bold enough, now, to say something like, if you had a lender to choose, who might it be? And just,
Mhm.
thank you. And so I think one of the things that gets us really far, you guys, is curiosity.
Yeah,
And when
that's a
you
great word.
just can ask good questions that are not a yes or a no question, yes or no answer, and someone can have a conversation and then you remain interested. If you're like, oh, Ron Smith, great, thank you so much. Let me know if you need anything. What a different phone call than pausing and saying, gosh, Ron Smith, I actually, I've never heard that name before. How do you know Ron? Or isn't he a top guy at Remax or what, however, and we're going to tie some things together at this point, have a little bit of a conversation and, and go from there and thank them for their time and all of those things. And, people are excited when you're excited, energetic, and you're trying to do things. And one of the things that I think about a lot is how many of you guys just admire somebody who not only, okay, graciousness, has great, honor and gratitude and those things, and they exude that. But then, curiosity, that's something I think that we all have an admiration for, if you will, or an engagement in. And then the other piece of it is hustle. When someone's got hustle and passion in what they're doing, you automatically kind of want to help them. You want to see them win. When someone's got entitlement, or does that make sense? Like more of a I'm calling for you to help me, or let me call and talk about how high rates are this morning, and this is tough, and I don't know why I got in this industry, but I need some help, type of thing. What a different phone call than being having that different focus. And so I don't think you necessarily need a script. I do think you need a reason to always pick up the phone, and that reason needs to have something in it that involves other people, not just yourself. And that makes it easier to pick up the phone.
And the other thing I'm catching out of this, Robyn, is like this conversation. So like when I call Nicole, like the person that's in my phone first, I'm not making it a transactional call. I'm making it a friend, we know each other kind of call. And when she talks about Ron, how'd you meet him? And did you buy a house? And where's that house at? And so it's like that genuine curiosity type stuff. So I'm calling as a friend or an acquaintance rather than, hey, this is a business call. And
Yes.
totally different. Not that we can't do an ask on that call, like not that we can't have a call to act, but the feel of the call, the smell of the call, the vibe of it is one of where acquaintances or friends or workmates or something like that, and not so much, hey, who can you refer me to that can send me some loans?
Well, and you just hit the nail on the head. So let's say a lot of you guys are not a brand new 90-day loan officer. So plenty of the people that you're going to call have probably bought a house before, know an agent, maybe you personally were their lender. And so when you're asking them a question, it might lead to something a little different, just like Carl said of, hey, how's your house? And all of a sudden they're like, it's great. I know, memory serves me right. It might have been your forever home. Still feel that way, and they might go, actually plans of, and all of a sudden when you call back to say, hey, I'd still choose Ron Smith as my realtor. He was my original. We have thought about doing something. But you should, I'm going to call Ron anyways and chat with him. Do you mind if I tell him to call you? Because he can get you some data and some information and, maybe help you. Knowledge to me is power. Like, why don't I just connect you guys and make that easy, right? Like and now all of a sudden I'm helping Ron as a seasoned loan officer because I'm making my calls, I'm being active, I'm being visible, and I'm drawing in some connections, which makes just a major difference.
Hey, so when I call Nicole, who's in my cell phone, I know I'm going to, a good portion of the time I'm going to catch a voicemail. Not as many as we're random calling, because again, we're in at least she's in my cell phone. It's likely I'm in hers too.
Really good.
So we'll get more pickups than normal. But if she's driving or picking her kids or on date night or whatever, and I hit her voicemail, do I leave a voicemail? And if so, what does it sound like?
Yeah, Carl, I love this question so much. I tease our loan officers. I'm like, hey, this is what a voicemail doesn't sound like. Excuse me. Hey, it's Robyn LaVassaur, and I'm just calling because I'm brand new in the business or been in the business or whatever the case. And Jen, I'm hoping that you can help me out and tell me who you'd use for a real estate agent. And if you could call me back when you have time, but if you're busy, it's no pressure. And that's what you don't do.
Okay.
That's what we don't do. But what we would do is call and say, Hey, good morning. I'm sorry I got your voicemail. I'd love to ask you just couple quick questions. If you would be so kind to give me a phone call back. I'm around all day today, and really anytime this week would work. I would actually probably shorten it to just the
I
day.
get it. I get it.
If
Just
you just leave it there, how many of you guys would call someone back if they said, I just have a couple questions for you. Can you call me?
depends if it was my
Sure.
probation officer
Yeah.
or Steve Kyles, right? There's a
Yeah,
difference there.
right.
So, but yeah, I no, I hear you. Yeah, hey, I got a couple quick questions, and again, it's somebody I know, right?
And keep in mind, yeah, you're not a stranger
It's
on
Nicole.
there, right?
It's Frank Settleman. I know him. He's a buddy of mine. Of course, I'd call him back.
And maybe you're worried, maybe they don't remember me. So maybe you do have to say on the voicemail, hey, it's Robyn LaVassaur. I don't know if you remember me. You're saved in my phone because we did this together. I have a question for you. Could you call me back?
Hmm.
And these are not long drawn out, it doesn't have to be, I was just talking to one of our loan officers yesterday, and I'll go to point number two, Carl, if you think we've covered this, but he said yesterday, he said he called one of the biggest agents in his town finally, and the agent knows him well enough. He's in a small enough area, and he's been doing loans for 20 plus years. And he called him and he answered, and the loan officer wasn't really prepared with anything. And so he just said, he was a little surprised he answered, and then he just said, hey, how's it going?
Hey, if you're liking Loan Officer Breakfast Club, you really need to check out Mortgage Marketing Animals. Don't forget, we have live events pretty regularly throughout the year. You can learn more by going to mastermindretreats.com. Mastermindretreats.com. Go there, check it out. Hope to see you at one.
And he said the realtor was polite but fairly curt and got off the phone kind of as quickly as possible. And he said, that's all I could think about for the next 24 hours is I blew it. I blew it. I blew it. I blew it. Now, the truth is, he didn't totally blow it, but he didn't go in at all with I know why I'm calling. I don't plan on wasting your time. Yes, I'm asking you for something, but I'm going to give you honor. Does that make sense? If you just
Hmm.
call and go, how many of us have made a call in the last 2 weeks that just said, how were your holidays?
Hmm.
And while that's not necessarily rude, how many of you guys have called all your family members, which is a more appropriate conversation for just how were your holidays if you didn't see them, right? It's that kind of relationship versus calling and saying, "Hey, I've
Hmm.
got something," and there's a reason. I'm not just calling to waste your time or, blend in, if you will, with
Hmm.
everyone. So I think those are big deals when you make calls. And I would challenge everybody that you never, ever, especially Mr. $11,000, 11,000 contacts, but many of you have plenty in your phone. You'll never make a cold call again if you just decided that this had some gold in it and some great opportunities, right? Like just this alone.
Hey, Robin, let's do this. I'm going to call an audible here. We're almost at the top of the hour. I would love to maybe like do a series on. 'Cause one thing I want to be careful of is we don't overwhelm people. And this
Absolutely.
one action item alone is huge. Like it's so. I love the simplicity of it. And as you're sitting here talking about the simplicity, or showing how simple this is, it reminds me of all the great athletes: run, jumping jacks, and push-ups. It's simple. It's not all these fancy dancy stuff. They just run and jump rope. That's what Muhammad Ali said. Just run and jump rope.
Love that.
So let's do a series on this if that's okay.
Would love
And
it.
and this was the one action item. Not sure where that's coming from, but this is the one. It's somebody at the gym. But just this one action item. Let me ask you one more quick question here before we go on to the next one. Before we wrap this up, and this is just kind of a. So the action item is phone, call them, no cold call. Who would you use? Call the agent. Nick couldn't stop talking about you. I'd love to hear more about you. And the purpose of that call is strictly to set a meeting. That's it. It's not to become their loan officer. It's a set a meeting. And the meeting might
That's
be
it.
Zoom, it might be in person, whatever is appropriate for that time.
Yeah.
Second thing, just real quick. So you
Yeah.
give us one thing to start doing. What's one thing that you'd had every loan officer, or you'd recommend every loan officer stop doing today? Just like a quick 1 minute answer. What would you have them stop doing today?
But I would say being a should head. Um,
Mhm.
I should make a bunch of calls this morning. I should do
Mhm.
what, I just listened to and learned on the Mortgage Marketing Animals, Breakfast Club. I should do some of those things. but I'm going to hop into my email, but I would just say, implementation, action alleviates our anxiety, you guys. So the faster you just say, you know what, I'm going to hang up here and I'm going to start here. And it's all of a sudden going to go, "Whew, that wasn't so bad." In fact, there very well could be an outcome that says, how do I do more of this? And so I would say that if you did that, and if you got 5 quality conversations a day, 5 quality conversations a day, it will transform your business. So I would say stop thinking I should, and turn it into, Mel Robbins is brilliant with her 5 4 3 2 1 countdown, not up, so that it stops at the 0 and you take action immediately. And so that's what I tell you. I think a lot of us stay in our head. I'm one of them, you guys. I still do it to this day, where I have to trigger myself to say, stop talking about it, stop preparing for it, stop cleaning the kitchen, and start the boiling pot of water, or you're never going to eat.
I like that. So what I just got out of that, Frank, is go grab my calendar, block out an hour this afternoon or this morning, maybe on Call Stars this morning, and after I do my update calls, block out the rest of the time, grab my cell phone, and start smiling and dialing. Just as simple as that. So I love it. So
Yeah.
hey, for those of you, Robyn is going to be our special guest at our event here, March 3rd and 4th. If you go to mastermindretreats.com, you can see the Oh Great One in person. And so she's going to be teaching some classes at that, mastermindretreats.com. If you're a member, kind of on the honor system, if you're a member, if you put in the coupon code Florida, we pay half of your ticket. So just Florida in the coupon code. That's for MMA members, Alliance Freedom Club members. You come as our guest. And so it's just kind of on the honor system. So mastermindretreats.com. Thanks a lot, Robyn. Good stuff.
Hey, thanks for having
Appreciate
me
you,
this
Robyn. That was
morning.
awesome, man. Thank you.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Steve, it's always the simple things that always seem like it.
Man, I love it.
Sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, man. I'll sit down one Friday when we're working on our business, and
Yeah.
I'm feeling real creative, and I map out this 23-step
23
funnel.
steps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's a good funnel. Then Robyn comes up. Yeah, just pick up your phone, see those numbers, just call those people.
Hey, did you know the list actually tells you your number? You're like, wow, okay.
Wow.
That's pretty simple.
Never make a cold call again. It's like,
Yeah.
and you know what, Robyn? Even if I didn't know who that is, because I'm sitting here looking at mine, I don't even know who that is. And so
You
hey,
know
I
them
just
enough
go.
to save them in your phone.
Yeah, and maybe I like her way. Like, just be honest. I know it wouldn't be you, Steve, because I know you, of course. But if I saw Steve Kyles in there, didn't know who it was, I call up, hey, Steve, this is Carl White.
Yeah.
I'm just going through my cell phone and I see all the names here, and I saw yours, and I'm trying to remember where do we know each other from, and then work that into. Oh, by the way, so I do mortgages, and of course, yeah, we close that loan with you, your past whatever, and lead that question. Who's your favorite realtor? It's like whoever that person is, and they might say, I don't know you either, Carl.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works. Where do you live? And and your favorite. Well, I'm in mortgages. What do you do? I do this. Okay, cool. Hey, well, who's your favorite realtor? Like, always refer back to that question, whoever they are. If you don't know each other, like, if nothing else, you'll laugh at it a little bit. So
It's, Carl, I know we got to run. I'll give you guys the quickest 2x hack while you're doing this. And you could do this on repeat in many different ways with question, but update your contacts. If they're not saved well, and if they're not labeled in like hey, this is a friend, this is a past client, this is an agent, this is a whale agent, this is a spiritual mentor, this is a whatever it may be, while you're making those calls, do a quick edit to the contact and update it. It will help you maneuver your phone as more of a tool in the future for business and life. So,
yeah. Outstanding. And even
Good
if
stuff.
it's my sponsor in AA from 30 years ago, he'll be proud of what I've accomplished these days. So no matter who it is, even if frankly it's somebody that maybe I lost tack, and maybe we didn't finish so well, maybe we had this thing and we lost contact, kind of thing. I've had some of my best connections with those people, and we just kind of laugh about it, and we don't even remember what we got miffed about half the time. So it's funny how that works. So good to see you, Robyn.
it's good
Thank you,
morning,
Robyn.
everybody. Have a great
Appreciate
day.
you. That was great.
Thank
Let's
you.
do it a
Always great
series.
to
Come
have
on
you.
back Tuesday. Come on back. That'll be good, man.
I'm happy to do it, sir. So, yeah,
All right.
everybody have a great week. Thanks for coming.
All right. We won't butcher
Okay.
your name next time. And also, guys, just for fun, we did put a link. There is an app, export by Covey. It's easy to find for iPhones. I'm sure on Android, you get that. You can export every one of your contacts out of your phone into a CSV file. If you wanted to do that, move them into a CRM.
Hey Frank,
Yeah.
did you watch that documentary on Chevy Chase, by the way?
No.
Dude, it's on Netflix. It's called I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not.
Okay.
Right, that's the
Pretty
name of
good.
it. He was
Pretty fun.
If you like Chevy Chase, if you know who he is, it was a fascinating watch.
Huh.
It was absolutely fascinating watch. It was a real live interview and showed him up and coming and the challenges. And, he was just massively huge in his time.
Yeah.
And now, not so much, as time goes on,
Sure.
not so much. And dealing with that, it was absolutely fascinating.
I'll definitely check it out. I love documentaries like that.
Yeah, I love that they show these old things, 'cause like he did a show for the hearing impaired, and it's Dave Chappelle. No, it wasn't Dave. Oh, shoot, I can't remember his name. Anyway, so Chevy's talking, and the guy in the upper right hand corner, instead of doing sign, is going, "What he said was," it was just stinking hilarious. So it's just good old
Hilarious.
Chevy Chase. So you need to go watch
Yeah.
that. Man. It was funny.
There you go. Joe's got the Three Amigos in there. That's right, baby. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, and who does Christmas Vacation? Like it's got to be everybody's
Sure.
favorite.
All those. Yeah.
Hey, favorite Chevy Chase movie? What's your favorite?
Talking to me?
Yeah,
Oh, Three Amigos.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Yeah, mine's Fletch. I loved Fletch. That was
Fletch was
just
good.
Fletch was fantastic, and actually acted in that one. So I thought that was good. And
Yeah.
he did the one. What was that one he did with Goldie Hawn? Seems Like Old Times. That was a really cute movie too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
He's a good dude, man. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
yeah. All right, man.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, good stuff, guys. We'll be back here tomorrow. Let's do it all over again. So you guys have an absolutely great day.
Thanks, Robyn.
And yeah, thank you, Robyn. Adios. Come on. See ya.
Great day, everybody.